you say the word power, what comes to mind? Political power, social power, economic power? What about the world of nuclear power? Power in the modern age is what makes the world go round. Everyone sitting in this room has readily available and relatively cheap access to this power. And one such source of this is in fact nuclear power. Through extensive research, spanning multiple sources including peer-reviewed articles, I've been able to gather a great deal of information regarding this topic and this field. Given the way we look at such power as harnessed and used through the world, we can have a better understanding of how this form of energy is used in the world. So right here, this visual aid provided pretty much shows the basis of how nuclear power is made, how it uses water to generate its electricity. And it's a lot simpler than you would think. So for the most part, nuclear power plants are built near large bodies of water, and they use this water, they pump it into the facility using a condenser and into a containment structure. And this containment structure houses the reactor vessel and the control rods. And this is like where the real magic happens. So inside of the control rods, two radioactive compounds exist, uranium-238 and uranium-235. And they participate in a process known as nuclear fission. This process generates a lot of heat and a lot of heat and energy. They split on one another to create nuclear fission. So once the heat is put into a pressurizer where it meets with the water, and once the heat meets with this water, it generates a large amount of steam. This steam moves in through the steam generator where it turns a turbine. Once a turbine turns, this generates the electricity. The electricity then is sent into a generator where it's stored and sent to power lines. And from there, it goes from power lines to a power grid or to the city, where it is made readily available for the public. So this effective method of creating energy is what makes this power a popular form of method around the world, and it keeps growing in its popularity. According to the Nuclear Energy Institute, 13 countries around the world use this form of energy to supply at least 25% of their nation's electricity. This includes France, who uses this form of energy to produce a whopping 76.3% of its nation's power. But this being said, the United States is still the #1 nuclear generating country in the world. As of 2016, there was a total of 30 countries around the globe that uses this form of energy in some capacity or another. And the use of nuclear energy shows no signs of slowing down. Yukiro Amano, the Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency, was quoted in 2015 stating the following: "The agency's latest projections show continued growth in global use of nuclear power in the next 20 years, especially in the continent of Asia. This continued growing popularity of energy creating method is due largely in part to its positive effects that it may have both on an economy and in an environment. The overall effects of nuclear power include providing a cleaner alternative to that of traditional power generating ways such as coal, oil, or gas. It does this by avoiding harmful greenhouse emissions, and according to the Nuclear World Association's March 2017 article titled The Economics of Nuclear Power plants are relatively cheap to run in comparison to that of traditional popular generating methods such as coal, oil, or gas facilities. Due to this, it has emerged as a great economic benefit for countries that use it. As stated by a previously mentioned source, the Nuclear Energy Institute, it is estimated that the nuclear industry alone provides $40 to $50 billion of electricity sales each year just in the United States. It is mentioned that every dollar spent towards operating a nuclear facility creates an additional $1.04 in the local community. So through the better understanding of how this power is harnessed, used, then we can better understand the importance of it and its popularity. So far we've done a brief look into how this nuclear power is harnessed, employed, and the effects that it does in fact have. So as the need for power rises in the modern world, and the need for energy continues to grow, this nuclear power will always be a viable option. And with continued work and an open mind towards the field, we are headed towards a new level of innovation. Thank you.